Going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now in this video, I'll be discussing the breaking news from Congress about a third stimulus check, your unemployment benefits, and SSI and SSDI payments. So be sure to stay until the end of this video to find out if you're eligible for a third stimulus check and to find out when you should expect to receive one.
We start with that breaking news, the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill passing the Senate, clearing a major hurdle to get stimulus aid directly to struggling Americans. President Biden this afternoon from the White House celebrating the Senate vote, calling it one more giant step toward delivering on his promise to help the American people. Senators voting along party lines after more than 25 hours considering and amending the package, working into the early morning hours. Up next, the House, where it's expected to win approval next week. And that's just in time for millions set to lose their unemployment benefits. Instead, the bill would extend those benefits through September 6th, and many Americans would receive direct payments of $1,400. The bill also includes billions for vaccine distribution, contact tracing, and schools. Republicans united in opposition, saying it's too expensive. ABC White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks leads us off.
Tonight, the Senate passing Democrats' nearly $2 trillion COVID relief package, bringing President Biden one step closer to a major win on a campaign promise.
When we took office 45 days ago, I promised the American people that help was on the way. Today, I can say we've taken one more giant step forward in delivering on that promise.
Folks, I just hope our politicians in Congress realize that the great American people need help. People are actually suffering in this country and they need a $1,400 and $2,000 stimulus check. If you folks agree with my message, then leave a comment down below saying I agree. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications, and give this video a like.
$2 trillion in a more haphazard way or through a less rigorous process. Voters gave Senate Democrats the slimmest possible majority. Voters picked a president who promised unity and bipartisanship. Democrats' response is to ram through what they call, quote, the most progressive domestic legislation in a generation on a razor-thin majority in both houses. The right path was obvious. We followed it 5 times last year. 5 rescue packages totaling $4 trillion, and none of them got fewer than 90 votes. The Senate wrote the CARES Act, Republicans and Democrats shoulder to shoulder. That was the road to real pandemic relief, but Democrats actually wanted, Mr. President, something else. They explained their intent very clearly, to exploit this crisis, quote, as a tremendous opportunity to restructure things to fit our vision. That's how you get this massive bill with only 1% for vaccinations. That ignores the science on reopening schools. That's stuffed with non-COVID related spending that even top liberal economists say is wrong for the recovery. Democrats inherited a tide that is already turning. 2021 is already set to be our comeback year because the American people's resilience and the bipartisan foundation that we laid last year. We could have worked together to speed up victory, but our Democratic colleagues made a decision. Their top priority wasn't pandemic relief, it was their Washington wish list. So, Mr. President and colleagues, I strongly recommend a no vote.
No senator wishes to change their vote. If not, the yeas are 50, the nays are 49. The bill as amended is passed.
The American people aren't watching our proceedings here. They're probably out walking the dog or sitting down at breakfast with the kids. But I want them to know help is on the way, that their government is going to give one final push to get us over the finish line. I want the American people to know that we're going to get through this. And someday soon, our businesses will reopen, our economy will reopen, and life will reopen. We will end this terrible plague, and we will travel again and send our kids to school again and be together again. Our job right now is to help our country get from this stormy present to that hopeful future. And it starts with voting aye on the legislation before us. Vote yes on the American Rescue Plan. Vote yes. And before I yield the floor, one final note. Let us all express our deepest gratitude to all of my colleagues. We went through a long, long period in the last day. To the staffs of the committees and the personal Senate offices who worked so hard to put this legislation together. And especially, let us thank the great floor staff, the clerks, the cafeteria workers, the custodial staff, and
Senate leaders and moderate Democratic Senator Joe Manchin have just struck a deal late Friday over emergency jobless benefits. The compromise announced by the West Virginia lawmaker and a Democratic aide seemed to clear the way for the Senate to begin a climatic, marathon series of votes and eventually approval of the sweeping legislation. The Senate next faced votes on a pile of amendments that are likely to last overnight, mostly on Republican proposals, virtually certain to fail, but designed to force Democrats to cast politically awkward votes. According to SSA.gov, supplemental security income provides monthly payments to adults and children with a disability. You may be able to file online for SSI and SSDI, even if you're not sure of your eligibility. Social Security does not have an SSI online application for an adult who is age 65 or older, but you can apply by phone or with your local office. Many people who are eligible for SSI may also be entitled to Social Security benefits. In fact, the application for SSI is also an application for Social Security benefits. Social Security benefits may be paid to you and certain members of your family if you are insured. SSI is not financed. In most states, SSI recipients can also get Medicaid to pay for hospital stays and doctor bills. Now, the US Congress is slated to approve the third round of stimulus payments in less than a year, meaning that most Americans can expect another cash infusion in the coming weeks. When Joe Biden signs the measure into law, the IRS will send more than $410 billion to low and middle income households, the largest batch of household payments yet during a pandemic. That's all the news in today's video, folks. Hopefully you guys found this video useful and helpful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the bell.